Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your one thing reading. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the link to the reader shout out, which goes to Gemstone High Tarot. Nine of Swords. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Gemstone Tarot. Perhaps you can stop by and show her some love and support. All right, about that Nine of Swords. Perhaps you are realizing, much like the Judgment card, that this is in fact an ending to your situation, or you're realizing that it's weighing very heavily on you because you just had the realization that this has been a pattern that has repeated and repeated and is now taking its toll. You just don't want to be under the weight of something anymore. It's the Nightmare card, it's the Anxiety card, the Insomnia card. So keep that in mind. This could be taking an unnecessary, shall we say, toll on you, Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius. One thing for Sagittarius. Sagittarius is one thing. All right, so we've got Queen of Cups. So you could be thinking about a Cancerian person, male or female. This could also be you needing, because of that worry, because of the weight of that and the realization that, oh my gosh, is this ever going to end? It's never going to change, is it? Maybe you're thinking in terms of that. That you are really needing to feel safe and nurtured, and you need some self-care. Oh, we got your King of Cups here. Look at that. So perhaps this is somebody that you have longevity with. It's a marriage, or you just feel like there's a real fit with. We are suited here. We've got the Six of Cups, and then we've got the Three of Cups here. Look at that. And this was shuffled, by the way. King of Cups, Six of Cups, Three of Cups, Two of Cups, and the Eight. There's that worry again, the Eight of Swords. And this, you're probably in separation from somebody that you really felt that strong connected karmic fit with. It could even be a marriage of longevity, somebody from your past that you maybe always thought you should have been with. But either way, this is because of that possible introduction to a third party, shall we say. That could be someone else, it could be something else, but something is coming between you two. Something is taking priority. They're choosing to prioritize that, and it's gotten in the way of you and them connecting, and perhaps you are in trial separation, and we've got that worry and needing to set down that worry, and you're feeling disconnected. And we've got the Death card here. So things have changed, obviously. See if I can find a way to put these up here that you can still see them. Things have changed. There has been an ending, and it's not going. If you do decide to continue with this person, it's not going to be what it once was. It's going to be different. Not necessarily as a bad thing. All right. So death, change, no going back. Can't not know how you feel. There's no negotiating that. You're probably thinking, well, we're headed to divorce, or we're done. Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, the Moon, Five of Pentacles. No, it's not. Sorry, Five of Wands. Strength. You see this? Eight of Cups, Two of Pentacles. Okay. So we've got all right. Let's see. It could be Pisces, Cancer, Leo, Scorpio. You could be dealing with this. You don't have to, but it could be somebody with that in their chart, featuring somewhere strongly in their chart. Doesn't have to be, though. So this is about you accepting that things have changed, if not permanently ended. Perhaps if there are kids involved, we've got the Six of Cups here. It's about, all right, this is our new normal now. You know, person and person can no longer go back to the way things were, but for the sake of the kids, we still have to connect and work through things together, or co-parent, that sort of thing. Not work things out for their sake, but just stay in contact and communication for the best of the kids. So whatever has happened, there has been an ending to the way things once were. That could be that things are definitively over with you two, if there's nothing keeping you still needing to be together, or that the way things were have changed. Definitely talking about transition and rebirth, coming out of a situation differently than when you entered, because the situation changed you, and also the situation might be over with. All right, so there's been a breakup. I'm sitting here thinking, well, it doesn't have to be. Yep, there's been a breakup. If there hasn't been one yet, it's coming, because you now have this seed of truth, this knowledge that things are different. Things cannot be the way they once were. And I'm very sorry. It's not something that can be worked through or worked out. And it is about accepting, which you're doing now. I'm not telling you anything new, that the only way to heal from this or get through this is to accept that things in fact have changed, and to accept that the unknown is the new normal. That there might have been a lot of things that you didn't know about, and it's you dodged a bullet by ending things or having things ended. And I'm very sorry, Sag. I know you feel this profound disconnect, and you're probably very sad, and this is a process. But the worst is over. If you want to take comfort in that, the worst is over. There's going to be no more haggling, going back and forth, no more cruelty inflicted upon you. If things are out in the open, and even though you still have so many more questions to ask that are unanswered, you're not going to have a desire to need to know that. What you know and what you're aware of now is enough. And it's when you, as you are doing, accept that things are in fact over, and you can't not know what you know, and that the worst is over. The worst is over. When you accept that you are going to be coming from a position of strength rather than being confused, sad, and just set upon and besieged with worry and doubt and insecurity, because acceptance brings strength, because then everything you do after that is about a choice. Instead of feeling like you have to react to something someone else is doing, you get to choose what you're interacting and reacting to. So it becomes about creation and choosing and creating your next steps, your next reality, whatever you want to step into, rather than reacting to what somebody else does or not knowing what to do until someone comes along and kind of dictates that for you. This is... Okay. Hang on a second. We got 2 cards of confusion and... Five of Wands. Hang on a second. I feel like, I feel like there's going to be certain things where you need to stand your ground and stay vigilant. What's this Five of Wands about? Because there is a lot that you don't know about, or that you suspected that has come to fruition. Enough of it, you don't know all of it, but enough has come to pass to where you're just like, I can't anymore. I just can't. I can't anymore. I really can't. Hold on a second here. We go. So perhaps there's been a truce or an agreement, but that doesn't mean that you have to wait for them to decide anything next. This could be about you choosing what you want moving forward, what you want in your life and what you don't moving forward, or how things are going to be should you two have to move forward together, even though you're no longer a couple. I feel like this is saying stand your ground on things that are obviously important to you, what you will and won't budge on. And it feels like you've been kind of expected to be the understanding person for quite some time. So it might be a natural inclination for this other person to just sort of be in a position to dictate things and you to go along with whatever. And it's like, nope. The new normal is me questioning, or at least doing what's best for me, coming from a position of strength and challenging things. I know there's a lot that I don't know. I don't need to know that. But what this person needs to know now is, come in the future, this is about me making decisions for myself and challenging things that don't make sense to disrupt the natural order of things the way they have been in relating to you in the past, coming from a position of strength. And I'm walking away, and it's about what I decide new normal is now. So here we have grieving, and a truce is reached, right? The worst of it's over, but then from here going forward with this person, because for some of you, you might need to still interact with them because there's kids involved. It's about you choosing what you will and won't allow, and about you challenging what they set forth, or what they, this is how, no, that those days are over. It's not about you telling me how or what anymore. It's about what we decide on together, and I'm not sure, and I'll let you know. As much as it is possible in your situation, because you don't have to do what they say. You really don't. You don't have to do what they say. There's always a choice. Sometimes even inactivity is a choice, but it's still a choice to be inactive. So this isn't about fighting for the relationship. This is about challenging what this person is still going to try to enact, put forth, get you to go along with, or just assuming that you would, just because of your silence, or because you're not engaging with them anymore, because you have been passive, because you have been taking the time to heal, because you have been kind of standing down and allowed the disconnect. You finally stopped fighting it, or you've stopped fighting for that person. You finally, and not that you were a glutton for punishment, but in the name of being loyal and a good partner, you probably stepped up. All right, we're going to work through this, but you've gone quiet. We've got the Four of Swords and the Two of Swords here. And they might mistake that for weakness or passivity or agreement. And that is certainly not the case. This is about you staying vigilant once you accept and realize that things are over, but I don't have to accept what they do or say any longer at face value. I don't have to blindly trust. Question, and if it doesn't agree with you, challenge it. You don't have to accept it. Perhaps they're agreeable to a new way as far as moving forward with things. I feel like this is a divorce with kids, because there's some part of you that feels like you still have to be in contact with this person. If it's not, this is about you ending contact with this person once and for all, moving on, letting go, and deciding what you want for your own future. However, you are not worse for the wear, but you are wiser because of it. This is about your new normal coming in and you having to challenge that and, pardon me, create it simultaneously. You have been set adrift. Now, it's for the best, but no less painful, right? There's a definite need for self-care here. You're going through the process of closure and transforming and coming out. And so we go from this transformation or this change and this death process to the transformation and coming out right here with an abundance of choices. But this feels like there's going to be some, because it's a new normal, there's going to be the juggling act. There's going to be that wanting to find balance. But it's also going to be about, carryover of this right here, which is questioning everything. And that is right to do, because if it's just you on your own, you're going to need to do that, because what's going to be best for me here? This is about you making those decisions, challenging things to make those decisions. I don't think this is about you choosing between two people. I don't think this is about you choosing to go back with this person. I don't think this is about reconciliation or reunion. If you do, if it is, it'll fall flat. There's just too much unknown. You'll never be able to reach that level of trust again. Maybe you never had it, but you'll never be able to show up in service of trust and working things out again like you did before. You just don't have it in you. It's gone. So in creating your new normal, whether it's working with this person or just you flying solo, your job is to stay vigilant. Your job is to question, to have fun, of course, but you don't have to go blindly along anymore. And maybe this is falling on deaf ears. If that's the case, this wasn't for you, but some of you are in crisis, and this is about coming from a position of strength and making decisions from that position rather than allowing someone or something to continue to dictate what you're going to do in a situation that has ended. This situation ended along with their control, their voice, their say. Again, pardon me, for some of you that are dealing with kids, there might be that where you do have to come to agreement, but you get to challenge it. And maybe this is figuring out what you want. Maybe you don't know because for so long it's been told to you, or you've just gone along blindly trusting, like some of you should be able to, right? It's a connected, committed, solid partnership. There should be that level of trust there and respect, and clearly wasn't the case. So now it's about you. This is new knowledge right here. So we got okay. Oh, no. This is about you moving forward in a position of strength and authority about your own life and your own choices. You are set free. Now what do you want to do with that freedom? What choices are you going to make? What else for Sagittarius? The one thing for you to focus on right now is that things have ended. It is for the best because it has set you free. And you get to decide and create now. It's over. And the worst is over. Also know that the worst is over. There was just simply too much unknown for this to be salvaged and for you to have to be the bigger person and constantly trying to work things out and help and be the strong one, the kind one, the supportive one, the one that understands. Nope, not anymore. You see that kind of sort of not? Okay, so we've got the Six of Swords and the Ace of Swords for tarot, or we've got the Tower and we've got the Woman. So this could be male or female. This just represents significant other. So this is this is you flying solo right now, having trouble with the transition of that, being alone, feeling dejected, feeling cut off and disconnected. And I'm sorry, but you don't know what has been precluded. You will never know all that has really gone on, which you might be like, oh God, but at the same time, enough is enough. A truce has been reached, an agreement has been reached, calm, not the agreement that you would like perhaps, but the worst is over. And with this isolation, it is rough, it does hurt, but you have to know that this was the best decision for you, and this is about you moving through the sadness and processing it and coming from a position of strength and shifting the scales to now it gets to be your decision. I can't stress that enough. I know I keep repeating it, but I can't stress it enough. You have been set free. It doesn't feel like it, but you have. Again, with the Tower, that's all about that isolation, having trouble with that, struggling with the way things once were, the stability of it, and now it's been disrupted. And then we've got, for some of you, you are still working through your feelings about this person, Sag. We've got leaving, moving on to more emotionally healthy waters, so to speak, with Six of Swords and the Ace of Swords, and accepting. So we've got accepting it. Sorry, we've got through that process, the Six of Swords and the Death. That's all about things ending and transitioning. This is major transformation. This is transitioning, and we've got the Ace of Swords here twice. So doubling down on that. This is all about you transitioning, and after that comes new awareness, new choices with the Ace of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. This is you processing and needing to grieve and needing to show yourself self-care, kindness, and compassion. If you are having trouble with yourself, it's about finding people who can be supportive and kind to you while you transition and eventually come to this position of strength and making choices that best suit your own life. Don't be afraid to ask for help, especially with this Five of Pentacles showing up here. This is about you needing others in your corner. All right. I hope this was helpful. I'm very sorry for your situation. I can feel it. It's pretty painful. I wish you luck with this and safe passage, and I hope to see you in the next reading. I forgot to give you a confirmation card here. Sagittarius, what do you need to know? Do we have a Page of Swords here? Do we have? I guess we don't. Okay, Page of Swords. Where am I going to put this? Page of Swords. Stop it. No more contact. If you are, they're not interested in contact anymore. So if you are still trying to reach out or still don't, you need to practice emotional first aid. Stop watching their social media. Stop. Even though you've reached, the worst is over and you're not talking and whatnot, you don't need to be watching or following them on anything else. No asking about them. Don't. That's just keeping you stuck. You don't need to know. In the search to find answers, You know all that you need to know. Anything more is going to be painful. All right. You take care. You practice that self-care, please. Hope to see you in the next reading.